All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 8:15 before the top of the hour, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Johnson got 3 things you need to know. Jeff, good morning, man.
Hey, good morning. Good to be with y'all this fine Monday.
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it. You know what, y'all? Listen, you ever realize when you hear somebody say something and you think to yourself, you know what? I've never really heard this person talk. That's how I feel about Janet Jackson.
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
You know what? We don't really hear her talk. Like, we don't really know her as a human being. And what I really want is for her brother to leave her alone, because this is Randy Jackson's fault, y'all. Randy Jackson is a supporter of Donald Trump. Randy Jackson is an admitted Trumper and conservative, and he is infecting his sister by having her talk about stuff she don't have no business talking about. And I just want him to leave her alone so that her legacy can remain intact and we can just enjoy the music. Because it was just so off. You know what I mean? It was like, right. Where did this come from? Like, what was this about? Why was this part of this discussion? And if you follow Randy Jackson, I don't know why you would, but if you do, you will realize that he is a conservative, and it just spoke to those conservative talking points, because nowhere else is anybody questioning Kamala Harris's background and her blackness and her heritage, and not only her heritage but her lived experience, except those that are walking those Trumper talking points. And so, Randy, leave her alone. The second thing that I this is one of those days, y'all, where I'm like, I want to talk about this, but I'm not sure if I should, and I need to for my own benefit. And that is, as we are watching this Puffy thing play out, and as these not only allegations but charges transition into a legal case, and you're going to see more and more people that are turning and commenting and saying things that they've kept to themselves for 10, 20, 30 years. I hope that if guilty, that all the things that he will be held accountable. If found guilty, he will be responsible for that. But I don't want us, Rick, to get in a place where we do what we always do and act like this was just something that was happening with Puff, versus this was something that has and continues to infect us as a community. And there are all kind of reasons why it does. But whether it is this reality that we prey on each other and that we seek power to use power against other people, and it manifests itself in so many ways. And again, this is not me trying to divert anything from Puff. Again, if he is found guilty of those things, then I hope that he is held accountable for it. But I'm seeing it and have seen it, and I know y'all have seen it too, not just with him. It is something that continues to permeate. And I was listening to a conversation that was happening the other day, or at least I saw it for the first time the other day, with Melissa Ford, and Melissa Ford talking about how women, in fact, were serving up other women. And almost putting other women in harm's way. And it is just such a sickness that has existed for far too long. And I hope that this is an opportunity for us to really start talking more honestly about it, about how do we protect each other in this business, about how do we make sure that young people coming into this business are protected, and how do we ensure that this is a time that dies in this moment, and that there is no more justification for what people came up seeing as right or what they were introduced to as acceptable. And it's just got to end. And I hope this is a moment where we can look beyond just an individual case and really deal with the sickness that is in the culture and our ability to say no more as men, with other men and with women, because it is not just a single thing. It is a sickness within a culture. It is a cancer within a culture that we have, and we have seen so many people that have been fighting against it and being courageous and coming out and telling their truth. But it really is going to require all of us to say, no more on this. It can never happen again. And on our watch, it actually can be cured. So I don't know how y'all feel about it. I don't know how you respond to that. But I just hope that we don't get so caught up in the hype of a Puffy trial that we don't, at the same time, begin to deal with the cancer that this thing is a reflection of. So let me know what y'all think. Hit me at Jeff's Nation. Would love to hear y'all thoughts.
Hey, that's good stuff right there, Jeff. That's real good stuff. That's a whole conversation I think we should have one day about changing the culture, not just in the music industry, in churches, fraternities, sororities, just because
it's
something.
Us.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying. That some of these cultures in some of these organizations is not founded on what it is, and some of this stuff needs to be corrected and needs to be a real discussion on a lot of that stuff. Man, that's real good stuff right there. It's deeper than that. I see where you're going, but it's much deeper than that. We need to talk more about it. Jeff, let everybody know how you could be reached.
Y'all hit me at Jeff's Nation. Hey, man, and this dude coming out of this North Carolina governor's race, Robinson, said he going to give you your password back to Nude Africa, Rick.